Flux Trend will be launching an in-depth trend report entitled Generation Z, the Architect of Our New World Order, as a new generation gears up to lead the world.
By mid-century, Africa is actually going to have 35% of the world's youth population, which is enormous. So when people say Africa rising, it's not a platitude, because there is huge potential that is going to happen. This is the first generation of true digital natives in humanity's history. These guys know nothing besides the internet, Google, smartphones, all of that kind of stuff. Africa has leapfrogged developing countries in terms of different concepts, in terms of innovation. So we in Africa do solution-based innovation best, because you don't always have the infrastructure, you don't always have the funding for it, but you have the will to make it work. And on that, the one thing that one of the CEOs, which company that works throughout Africa, really, really large multinational, said to me, and that stuck to me because I had a conversation about that, and he said his greatest, not fear, but he's being very mindful of it, is that some entrepreneur from Africa who does solution-based innovation is going to come up with a easier, quicker way to do something and circumvent your traditional systems. And he said that is the danger. So never underestimate what we can do with Africa, and then also what the mindset of this generation is. But South Africa, the country with the largest Gini coefficient, most unequal society on the planet, my biggest fear is that we have a technological divide, which is starting to be entrenched, and you can start seeing that. Once the connectivity is there, the playing fields are leveled somewhat. And when you actually delve down into it, and we've done surveys with different demographics within the generation, the mindset is very much the same. So that's an important factor to understand, is that the mindset is there, and it is very, very common, but it is the access to internet and tools and digital tools like that'll start skewing the behavior patterns.
Still with the youth, we speak to two youthful entrepreneurs turning their dreams into reality with a little internet savvy and hard work in the sanitizer business.
A big challenge is getting people, getting youth into thinking like entrepreneurs. So a lot of youth today generally follow the 9-to-5 routes, where they, society's told them you have to get a job. You have to go graduate, you have to get good grades, go to university, graduate, and then get a good job, and then that's pretty much success, right? And a lot of the time, people that do have ideas never foresee their ideas because of the pressure that's been put on them from family and from society. That's why you see later on in life, a lot of people become depressed because they're not really fulfilling any vision or anything for themselves.
The youth, we have that millennial energy. We want to do so much more, with our lives, but we're restricted by corporates and the old style of doing things, the boomer way of doing things, and we want to break free from that. And I think this is our opportunity, or at least start of it.
The youth needs to think long term, need to think patient, and need to they need to understand that it's small gains. You make small decisions, small iterations that eventually get you to your bigger goal, and reinvesting as Sean mentioned.
Yeah, no one can teach you that. You got to learn it yourself. There's no shortcut around learning that. But once you learn it, you can develop 5 businesses, 10 businesses. I mean, you will see now with the recession that's coming. Unfortunately, a lot of businesses are going to close. Okay, and they're going to go into repossessions. There's going to be equipment. There's going to be properties, vehicles, all of this on fire sale. Now, I mean, I could make a lot of money from the sanitizer boom because I conveniently was in the ethanol alcohol industry. Now, I could go and buy a nice fancy car, and that would just be showing off. But if I took that money and invested it in property or in other businesses, and then got 10 businesses running, I would multiply my income, and I'd be on the next level. I would escape the system. You see, there's 2 ways of thinking. It's, are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it to show off to other people?
We still patient. I mean, it's not like we're in a boom right now, and it's not like an overnight success. We still pushing our marketing. We
haven't given up like a lot of other people.
No, we haven't given up, and we're gonna keep fighting in this space, because now it's become hyper competitive.
Hi, I'm Danny Glover, and you're watching Joburgtoday.